levels are one of the most important tools that you can use to eat healthfully and manage your weight. Today, we're going to be looking at the ingredient list as a component of food labels and the nutrition facts on food labels. By law, the FDA requires that every food label should provide four basic things. One, it should have the name of the food, that is the statement of identity of that product. That's what is the name of the food. So you will see something like milk, like cereal on a package for you to be able to understand that, okay, this is cereal. The second thing that is required is that you must have the name of the manufacturer, the packer, the distributor, and you are supposed to also, a manufacturer or a package is supposed to also have the contact information of the manufacturer. This is necessary because if there is anything, or if you want any inquiries, or if you have any problem, you can always contact the manufacturer, or if you want more information, you can use their contact information to get to whoever made or the founder or the manufacturer of the product. The third thing that is required by the FDA to be on food labels is the net content of the package. The net content of the package is supposed to provide you with the quantity, the amount, the total amount of the food that is present inside that container or package. Whenever you look at a container or a food label, you should be able to see the net content of that package. So if you want to know the total amount of whatever food is present in a package, you should check around on the food labels, and most times it's on the front cover of packages. You'll be able to see the net content of that package. And lastly, the fourth thing that is required of food labels, or that must be on food labels, is the ingredient list. That is a list of the ingredients that we use to make that product. The manufacturer is supposed to state them, and by law, it is required that the ingredients are stated in ascending order of abundance. So from the product, from the ingredient that was used or that's highest in the package to that which is lowest. So for instance, if you pick up a package and you look at the ingredient list and you see the first thing you see on it is sugar, know that product is high in sugar. Or maybe you see um, corn syrup, brown sugar, whatever it is. You might, if you also want to get products which are healthier, natural, you might also see wheat. You might also see refined wheat flour. You might see whole wheat flour, and you should know that you should be going for whole wheat or whole grain products. Like you might see barley, you might see oats, whole grain oats. You should know that these are a little bit unrefined. That if that's the first thing that's on the list, then that might be something that you might want to look at. But you also have to look at the other ingredients on the list, because the ingredient list has two basic importance. Though there are many other things that you can get, but one I just want to talk about two things. The first one is that it can help you to avoid. You might be able to look at it to know if there are certain ingredients that you want to avoid, maybe for health reasons or religious reasons or other reasons. You might be able to look at it. Maybe there are some things you want to include or avoid. So if you don't see them on the ingredient list, then that might be able to help you to make comparisons between products, so that you may be able to choose what you want from that ingredient list. Then the second thing or importance of knowing how to look at and seeing and having an ingredient list is that by law, the FDA requires that each manufacturer should state if there are any major allergens that have been used to produce that product. So it's supposed to be clear on the ingredient list. And most times you see it immediately after you have the ingredient list. The manufacturer states that there were major allergens, that the food might contain traces of soy, for instance. You might have milk. Many people are lactose intolerant. Many people can have an allergy to milk, to soy. So it must be stated, and the FDA requires that this must be stated in very clear and simple terms so that the consumer can understand. The second thing we want to look at in this video is nutrition facts labels. That's another component of food labels. What are nutrition facts labels? Nutrition facts labels is the part of a label that tells you the exact amount of nutrients and calories that are present in a serving of that food or product in the package. It tells you the exact quantities of nutrients and calories, and it tells you that in a serving of that product. It also tells you the number of servings that are present in that package. If it is just a serving, then you'll not have total number of servings. But if you have more than one serving, then the nutrition facts label is supposed to tell you how many servings are present in that package. And finally, it tells you the various nutrients that are present in a serving of that product. It gives you information on the total number of calories, food from energy, food and energy from fat, the total amount of energy, and the various nutrients that are present in that product. By law, every food label, every nutrition fact label is supposed to provide the size of a serving of that product or that food. Every nutrition fact label. For instance, an example can be 1 cup, it can be 10 grams, it can be 1 milligram, depending on what kind of food we're looking at or you're talking about. Now, maybe I'm using the word serving and you do not understand what a serving is. Linked to this video at the end of it is a video that I've talked about what serving sizes are and what portion sizes are. Basically, serving size is a standard amount that has been set by either the manufacturer or research of a particular product. So if they say a serving is 1 cup, you should be able to determine what 1 cup is and know what you're supposed to do or what is present in that 1 cup if you use 1 cup of that product or 10 grams of that product. That's what it basically means. Now, worthy of note here is that serving sizes helps you to be able to compare products of similar category. So maybe if you're looking at oats, you want to look at the serving size of one to that of another. And another thing that you should take note here is that you should be able to actually look at the serving size and your portion size, what you really consume, to be able to compare them and know what's present and what quantity of nutrients or energy you're taking. By law, nutrition facts labels are not just supposed to provide the size of a serving, but they are supposed to present the information on the serving in a particular way. The FDA requires that you provide this information in two basic ways: in quantities, that is, for example, in grams, in cups, and secondly, in percentages of standards of what we call daily values. So the information is provided in grams and in what we call percent daily values. Now, for the various nutrients, like we saw before, we have said before, a nutrition facts label is supposed to provide the, the, the size of the serving, the total number of servings that are present, the various nutrients that are present in a serving, and the calories that are present in a serving. Now, these things, you must always see the various information and it's presented in this order. You have the total number of calories or energy that that product provides, the total number of energy, total amount of energy that that product provides. You see it first on the nutrition facts labels. Then now you have the total number of energy from fat, total amount of energy from fats that a product provides. And then now you also see the total amount of fats in grams that that product provides. Then now you go to see things like the total amount of saturated fat that's present in that product. You see total amount of trans fat. You see total amount of cholesterol in milligrams. For fats, you see them in grams, and you also see the percent daily value that fat, that the quantity of fat provides. You see total amount of cholesterol, trans fats, saturated fats, and total amount of fats. What you have noticed is that the total amount of fats doesn't just have just saturated trans fat, it also has, if there is mono and polyunsaturated fats, you have it also present in the total amount of fats. Then we are going to see what's next. You're going to see the total amount of carbohydrates that's present in that product. And this is supposed to be in the form of, you see the total amount of carbohydrates, then you see total amount of sugars. You also see dietary fiber. All these are supposed to be presented in grams and in percent daily value. So you see the total amount of dietary fiber, you see the total amount of sugar, and for sugar, recently the recent modifications that were made in the nutrition fact label is they're supposed to provide the quantity of natural sugars, and if you added sugar to that product, you're supposed to also provide the quantity of added sugar that is present in that product. So always take note of the quantity of added sugar, and you want to always make sure that you stay less. You should always be less. The quantity of added sugar should not be more than 20 grams. When 20 grams is really too much, but you always want to seek to go to low. Now, another thing that we also see on food labels is the total amount of proteins that are present in a serving, and you see it in grams. Total amount of sodium that is present in a serving, and you see it in milligrams. It is presented in milligrams and the percent daily value. Now, for nutrients such as vitamins and minerals, it is required that these will be presented as a percentage of the daily values of these minerals. And specific minerals have been selected that the manufacturers must indicate the percent daily values of these minerals that are present in food. These minerals are selected because individuals need to consume more of them, and research is showing that most individuals lack some of these nutrients. But these are also minerals and vitamins that you need them in a little bit more than others, and we have them as vitamin A, vitamin C, we have iron, we have calcium, we have potassium. In some cases, vitamin D if it is added to that product.